So the question of the day is, should you be summoning on the Jiyan banner? We're going to be getting into all of that and taking a deep dive into Jiyan because he is the first limited banner character here in Wuthering Waves. And luckily, we get to try him out here in the test trial. Now, in the test trial, they do give him like a level 70 weapon. They give you a brief instruction on how to play him, but he's not too hard, basically, guys. I already read all his abilities, and I kind of did a showcase on him when he was in the beta. Nothing much has really changed. So basically, his basic attack is this right here. Nothing too special, right? Now, if you do a hold attack, he can launch you in the air and do an air combo, right? Now, also if you do that, you can do a little combo here, and he brings it back down like that if you click on it on the basic attack again. So do that, or you could just heavy attack in the air and it brings his spear right back down, right? So you can do that and then hold it again, or basically press it a couple times, and yeah, he doesn't actually have a hold attack up like that. So you actually just have to keep pressing it. Now, there is a move where you can launch him in the air and press E. He could dash in the air, and he could dash down when he's in the ground. Now, his bar is I forgot what they call it. What's the name of the thing? It's over here. His Forte circuit, right? Which is basically their like special meter bar. When this fills up and he has over 30%, and you do his dash, it does 20% more damage. Now, when he's in his ult state, he cannot, when he presses E, he gets the automatic 20% boost. You don't need to depend on him having over 30% on his bar for you to get the damage bonus on his E. Now, his ult is pretty interesting, guys, because he does go into this form where he brings out this dragon that he can go ahead and attack with the dragon as well. Now, if you do his ultimate before he has on his gauge less than 30, he's gonna just transform, and you can go ahead and fight with the dragon, right? And then press hold attack, and then he'll just stay in place. He'll become invincible. He can't really get knocked around. He can't interrupt them, and he'll just swing the dragon around and do a bunch of damage, right? So it's really cool, and he kind of like, it's like kind of like a vortex pool and everything too. I'll show you guys here in a second. But one thing you want to remember is that you want to do his ult basically when you have at least over 30, because when you do have over 30, he'll get the dragon, but he'll also do an extra move where he launches his lance, and then it does a big AoE explosion. So you want to do it over 30, because if you do under less than 30, you won't get that explosion. Also, he is a great character that you can support with, right? Because when you ult, and let's say you switch out to someone else, he's gonna go ahead and still do extra damage because of his it's his passive ability. It's only gonna proc for like 2 seconds, but the only way you can really proc it is if you basically the only way you can proc it is if you're in the ult state form. Now you see I have over 30%, well over 30%. I'm gonna go ahead and ult, and then he's gonna do that lance move, boom, the big AoE. Now I'm in his ult state. When he's in his ult state, he has like this vortex attack, right? Or you can go in and then just hold heavy attack, and then he just does a bunch of attacks there, and he, gets like super armor and can't really get interrupted much. Now we're gonna go ahead and show you guys what I mean of like when he goes into his ult state. You can basically switch out and then have someone else do damage for you. Do a heavy attack damage, and focus that it's gonna be the green damage is Jiyan. That guy took green damage. You couldn't really see it there good, but I'll show you guys here again. But yeah, when you switch him out, he's still gonna be support, like a very small pseudo support. He won't be on the field but he'll still do a couple little bit of damage here. Well, actually not a little bit. He'll do a pretty decent amount, like two ticks worth of damage or 2 seconds worth of damage, as long as you use a character that you have to heavy attack with them. But Jiyan, honestly, man, he is a great damage dealer. He's very easy to use, especially for a lot of people picking up the game. He's very effective. He does a lot of attacks that are pretty easy to use. Also, another thing is when you're in the middle of a combo and you hold his heavy attack, he does this stab, and then you can also combo that into the air. And he's very stylish character. Not the most complex kit, right? It's pretty easy to use. He's just an effective character overall. Also, I like the fact that he is a big damage dealer, and that he has some type of support ability, right? He's not just straight up, I'm just gonna attack you and just destroy you, right? Kind of a character. He is that actually, but he also brings something else when he's off the field, which is like a very pseudo support kind of ability, right? I like that he has 2 forms here, right? He has that form, and then you can go ahead and just do basic attacks, right? But if you hold it, he just does that as well, which is very nice. I'll show you guys here in a second when he ults again, so you guys can see exactly what I mean by the I should have done that. I should have just kept attacking with him, like switching them out and doing basically heavy attacks with someone else. Let me see if I don't hit him, whatever. I'm probably gonna hit him. So I'm gonna switch here and do heavy attacks. Notice the green damage. That green damage was him, right? And as long as he is in his ult state, you can still take advantage of the ticks of his passive. But yeah, that's basically Jiyan in a nutshell. And honestly, the question now is, do you want to summon for Jiyan? Honestly, guys, we already know the next character that's going to be coming out. It's an electro character. She's actually really good. And she's also going to be doing a bunch of damage and actually has more support ability than Jiyan as far as like when she's off the field. I haven't really looked into her kit as much, but she seems really strong, to be honest with you. But it's very tricky, right? When it comes to summoning, I always tell people, it's not as simple as it seems. If it's a character you really like, go for it, because that's what's gonna keep you playing the game, right? If you're not a meta person going for meta and stuff like that, or the best characters, then don't worry about that. If it's a character you think you'll enjoy, go in the trial, test them out yourself, see what you like first and foremost, and then you make that decision if you want to wait and save for someone else, or if you want to pull on them, go for it. Now, would I recommend pulling for him? Now, if you guys, I'm free to play. So if I do ever break the free to play, I'll let you know in a video that I'm breaking free to play. But as far as, when these games start, they give you a bunch of currency early on. So if I think this character is really fun. He does a lot of damage. He's gonna be a wind unit also. He's a wind element as well, so that's why he has like that suction ability. I think he does a lot of damage and he's fun to play. He's pretty simplistic. You don't need to really think about too much his kit. He's very effective overall. I think he's a strong beginner character, especially people that are just picking up the game and getting into Wuthering Waves. I think this is a great character to pick up. Honestly, I think as far as the playability, fun factor, the damage you can get out of him is pretty good, right? As far as like his kit for starting in the game, I think he has a pretty solid kit, right? I don't think it's a broken kit or anything, but I do think he does put out a lot of damage, right? And if you pair him up with other supports, the off DPS supports, where you can have him do even more damage while they're not on the field, and apply it to Jiyan, even more damage to him, right? Because he's kind of like a hyper carry in a sense, that you want to keep him on the board. As soon as he, especially when he ults, you want to keep him on the board and support him as much as possible. So yeah, guys, I think he's a very good character, right? And I think he's worth the pull, right? So I'm definitely gonna be pulling for him here and there. I'm gonna be trying to get him. Hopefully, I get him. If not, the next banner unit is gonna be just as awesome, right? And we got a couple more characters down the line as well that we saw, like in a preview trailer. I don't think we got too much information on them, but the next character, we do have a lot of information on them as well. So I'll make a video on the next character coming up, so you guys can know a little bit more about her. But we only have information on her on the beta, so things might have changed up for her. So I don't really want to get into it too much with her. Let me know in the comment down below if you guys do want to see a brief explanation video of her, so I can explain her kit to you guys and give you guys an idea of what she does. But yeah, guys, I think Jiyan is going to be a solid pull, right? I don't think he's OP. I just think he is a very strong attacker wind unit that just does a bunch of damage, right? So yeah, and he's really fun. So yeah, that is my answer, guys. Hope you guys have fun. Happy Wuthering Waves day, guys. Peace.